to show you how to prepare a rabbit and to cook it with some local Suffolk cider. First of all, I need to joint the rabbit up. I've showed you how to do this before, so I'll just quickly do that. Chop through. What I also like to do with the back legs is to cut off the drumstick end. That's very easy to do. You just fold that down so that you expose the tendon. Cut through that, wriggle about with the knife just slightly, and then cut through the joint, and that's very easy to cut off. This just makes for a much better presentation after it's been cooked. Fold the drumstick end of the back leg back, cut through the tendon, wriggle about with the knife, cut through the joint. It comes off very easily. All the bones that are left over, you can make stock, which is very tasty and adds an extra flavour to any braised dishes that you're doing with the rabbit. The next thing we need to do with the rabbit is to coat it in some seasoned flour. And that's basically flour, some salt and some pepper. Just going to turn my pan on to start warming up. We coat it in seasoned flour. This just makes the sauce slightly thicker, and when we fry the rabbit off, we're not burning the meat, we're just cooking the flour. You need the pan on medium heat. Once it starts shimmering, it's ready to cook. Just add the pieces of rabbit one at a time. So they can start browning. Cook the rabbit a couple of minutes on each side. Once the rabbit's browned on all sides, all the juices have been sealed in, I'm going to add them to the final cooking pan. And I'll just sit in there while I prepare all the rest of the ingredients. I'm first going to chop an onion quite finely, but not so it's that small you can't see it. I'm then going to chop one stick of celery, again quite small, and now one carrot, cut in half, half again, so you can get nice even sized pieces of vegetable. Along with the vegetables, I'm also going to chop up one rasher of bacon. Just cut this quite finely as well. To the frying pan, just turn the heat up very slightly again. Add a drop more oil if needed. And now add all the chopped vegetables. These need to cook for a few moments to sweat down and to very slightly colour. Sweating down, I'm also now going to add a couple of sprigs of thyme. Leave them whole. The vegetables are just starting to soften nicely. It's taking on a bit of colour. It's now time to add some cider. I'll just turn the heat up a bit. So stand back because it may flame possibly. smells delicious. I'm now going to add some double cream. Stir that round, getting all the sediment that's stuck to the bottom of the pan. Now I'm going to add more seasoning, a bit of salt, a bit of pepper. I'm now going to add this sauce to the rabbit. That's on the pan. Pour this over. You now need to bring this up to the boil, checking that you have enough liquid in there to just cover the rabbit. I think I might need to add a touch more cider to this one. Let that come up to the boil. Then we'll reduce the heat, put the lid on and simmer it gently for about an hour. Sometimes it might take a bit longer, depending on the rabbits, but an hour is good. Now coming up to the boil, and put the lid on. The rabbit's now been simmering very gently for an hour and 10 minutes for this particular rabbit. After that, I need to take the pieces out. I'm just going to put those to one side for the moment. I now need to strain the cooking juice through a sieve and very gently just press all the juice through. You don't want to press too much of the cooked vegetables through. Just make sure you get all the precious juices. I'm now going to bring this up to the boil again, just to check the consistency and the flavour. That's very good. I'm just going to add a touch more double cream just to enrich the sauce. I can now add the rabbit pieces back to this. Coat them in the sauce. Put the lid back on and just leave them on the back of the oven just to keep warm. I'm now going to cook some bubble and squeak to go with these and some apple slices in butter and thyme. Just put my pans on to heat. Bubble and squeak, mashed potato, cabbage, cooked up, made into patties, and best left in the fridge for 20 minutes just to firm up, make for easier cooking. For the apples, I've got a traditional English cooking apple and a beautiful red English eating apple. You need to cut through the apples right through the core, about half a centimetre, 3/4 of a centimetre thick. I'm using cooking apples and eating apples just for the different flavours they both have. And for the apple, I need to cook these in butter. I'm just going to put a knob in there, a small knob in with the bubble and squeak pan, and also a drop of oil for the bubble and squeak. This stops the butter from burning. Just let those heat up. A drop of oil in with the bubble and squeak, and just plain butter for the apples. So allow the butter to come up to foaming point. And it's gone off the foam. Take it out and bubble and squeak. That will take a few minutes to cook on each side. I'm going to add some thyme sprigs to the butter that I'm cooking the apples in, just to give it extra flavour. Works very well with the cider and the apples. Once a little bubble and squeak, and have a couple of minutes, turn it over and start browning and crisping up the other side. The apples, just place them into the butter. It needs to be a fairly gentle heat for the apples. You don't want to overcook them so they just turn to mush. So fairly gentle. Give them a couple of minutes. Turn the bubble and squeak again. You need to turn it a couple of times just so that you know it's heated all the way through and it's starting to crisp up on the outside. Soggy bubble and squeak is not good. Crispy bubble and squeak, very good. When the apples have cooked on one side, you just sprinkle a touch of brown sugar on the uncooked side. This helps to caramelise them. Yeah. These are now ready for turning. Just turn those over. As you can see, they're starting to soften. They let the sugar melt into the butter once you've turned them the first time. Just give them a minute. You don't want to overcook these. They will overcook and turn to mush very quickly. Okay, so once the bubble and squeak's cooked, the apples are just finishing caramelising. It's now time to dish up. So the bubble and squeak. A slice of green apple. One slice of red apple. And the next thing, a delicious rabbit. One piece of rabbit thigh. One piece of front leg. And one piece of saddle. The next thing, to spoon over some of this delicious cider sauce onto the apples, and then a lovely piece of thyme on the top. There we are, rabbits braised in cider sauce with caramelised apple and bubble and squeak.